Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Josh and I'm back again with another video. So I have filmed this video 3 times and I was unsatisfied with it each time because I was just kind of talking into a camera and I didn't know where it was going. And this time I kind of have a plan and a topic to talk about. So this video is about what it's like going to a small private high school. So I know someone in the comments before on a previous video asked for a high school experience vlog, and I guess this is my version of that. So where do we start? So I go to a small private high school on the west coast, and let's start with the obvious. Yes, it's full of rich people, and no, I am not rich. Bless the gods of financial aid. So that's really helpful personally, because it takes a huge load off of my family's backs for having to pay for tuition, and that's really helpful. So I guess I'll start with why I chose to go to a small private high school, and that was mainly because I wasn't ever an extroverted kind of kid. I was very introverted and I liked comfort. So before I moved to my small private high school, I've been going to the same school since middle school, since it's pre-K through 12, so I got to continue that, which was really nice. But before that, I went to a very big public elementary school, and it was just not the right environment for me. First of all, the teachers weren't very challenging because partially, the students weren't exactly, up there. It was just a public elementary school and filled with different kids and stuff that were all in the same class that wasn't separated by level or anything. So I thought that wasn't really helpful for me because I didn't get the opportunities that I wanted. Secondly, I had 2 friends total in elementary school, and that was partially because I was very, very introverted as a person. I really liked comfort, I really liked small groups, and I disliked hanging out with a bunch of people. And also it wasn't really by choice. So when I went to my small private high school, or middle school at the time, so when I went to my small private middle school at the time, it was total culture shock for me because I was surrounded by so many amazing, smart, talented, and driven people who actually wanted to do a lot of things with their lives. And I thought that was just so inspiring to me. And not only that, I had classes where I actually had to think, and I didn't have to where I didn't need to coast through and get A's. So I thought that was really cool. So that's why I went to a small private high school. And I decided to stay after middle school because, frankly, not only was it a good experience for me through that, but I also began to value the humanities so much. I couldn't take things like Latin or 2 languages in the same year at any other high school in my county. I didn't like magnet schools because I felt they didn't really emphasize anything other than the career path that kids chose, which I thought was really dumb because you shouldn't be picking your career at the age of 11 or 14 or even 18 for that matter. I just thought that was really dumb. My brother goes to a magnet school right now, and it's just I don't think my brother can read. I'm gonna be honest. So yeah, that was something that I really found was beneficial for me because I was surrounded by great humanities teachers and opportunities in those departments that I really, really loved. So yeah, I was still, at that time, I want to be a doctor type of kid, but I didn't I didn't want to be surrounded by kids who were so STEM focused and only STEM focused. And also I had good friends and I made a nice social group. My whole class is very tight because there's only 60 of us, so it's kind of hard not to be friends with everyone because you're always around each other. So what it's like at my small private high school. So I would have to say that, first of all, the social life, like, that was partially why I stayed, but it also becomes a drawback to a certain extent because in high school you date, and when you break up, you see that person every day. It doesn't matter what classes you have or if you have no classes together. You see each other every day. I think it's nice that everyone's like really close with each other, and I really like that because I have some really good friends, and even people who I vaguely know are still pretty good acquaintances with me, and we've all had good talks and stuff. It's nice. So I really like that. And also, the teachers are absolutely amazing. Throughout all of high school, I've probably had one teacher that I didn't like, and that teacher got promptly fired. So the school is actively trying to get rid of any bad teachers that they may have. So that was really nice. And also, kids at my school aren't the type to take 300 APs in a single year because our AP classes are hard, and they have really high pass rates and really high rates of kids getting 4s and 5s. So, like, if you take an AP class, you're gonna get a lot of work, and you're going to have good teachers, and you're gonna be put under a lot of pressure and rigor, which is really beneficial for learning the concept, but not beneficial if you want to take like 6 APs. So that's like basically impossible at my school. So yeah, I kind of glanced over the part about everyone being rich, and it's definitely noticeable if you're not rich. So yeah, like all the time I can tell how rich people are based on the cars that they drive sometimes. Like even in the student parking lot, I drive a Toyota RAV4 from the 90s. So I kind of like stick out, but everyone else is like driving Mercedes-Benzes and BMWs and stuff. So as soon as I get to school, like, I see how rich everyone else is. But it doesn't really bother me that much. So it's fine because a lot of the kids are so driven and so like humble about it too that it's just not really an issue. Like no kid flaunts how rich they are at you. But it does become noticeable when it gets to like school dances and stuff because rich kids really like party buses for some reason. So like if you're going with a big group to a school dance, you are definitely going to get a party bus. That's not even a question because like, I don't know, rich kids, y'all. So that's something that is always noticeable. Those things are fun, but if you don't go to them, it's also totally fine because there's other people that don't go to them. I only went to 2 dances for the first 3 years of high school because they were just so expensive to go to. Like the dance was expensive, the ride to the dance was expensive, and then there's like corsages and boutonnieres and stuff, which are just, you know. Oh yeah, sports at my school. So at my school, since it's so small, they entice kids into doing sports by offering them sports credits for doing sports. So like, you can fulfill your sports credit, your PE credit, by doing sports, doing 4 seasons of sports. So a lot of kids do that for their PE credit. So what happens is also that sometimes sports teams are just like really lacking in motivation. Like everyone's just like, I'm gonna be there for my sports credit, but there's a bunch of kids who actually do care too. So that's always nice to have. So I'll talk about football games and basketball games. Basketball games are really, really fun, especially in the pep band, because I get to watch, I get to play, and I get free admission all the time. So for a football season, we don't have a marching band or anything, but it's kind of boring. I'll be honest with you, because you don't really know what's going on. I like watching football on TV, but not live. Oh, also my school isn't really competitive at all. We all just kind of work together. We help each other with study guides. If one of us needs help, we'll ask someone else, and then we're always willing to help. We have a big like group chat for our grade, which is kind of nice because if like something big happens on campus, we'll like text each other on that group and it like sends to everyone. And yeah, that's cool also, you know, like if ACT scores come out, someone sends a reminder or something. It's cool, you know. Or like if someone needs help on homework or needs help citing something for a paper, they message in the group and they're like, oh, let me help you out, this is how you do it. Like all the kids at my school are so smart and so talented and driven, and they all have goals, which is so cool. From the kid at the very top of the class to the kid at the very bottom, they all have goals. They know what, or they have ideas of what they want to be in life, and I think that's just so inspiring sometimes because like if you need inspiration to keep going, and you can just like look at your peers and be like, whoa, they're doing it and they still want to do it, and like I just think that's so inspiring and so cool. And I'm amazed by it every day, by just the cool things that people are doing, especially for their extracurriculars and stuff. Also, what I also found funny is that there's like no drama, or actually there is drama, but very rarely. And if there is drama, it spreads so fast. So like if something scandalous happens or someone gets honor coded for cheating or something, it spreads so fast and the whole grade knows about it by the end of the day. And I think that's really weird. And also sometimes the school gets like involved with personal lives. It's just weird. Like I've heard things about kids having relationships and then it affects their performance in class, and then like people just get concerned, and it's just like this really weird thing. So yeah, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. I'm thinking about doing some story times about certain things I mentioned in this video, you know, like story times about high school dances at my school, which I can say are pretty interesting. I'm also going to be making a back to school series with advice for freshmen, sophomores, juniors who are coming up into high school, advice on like tips for how to pick your clubs and classes, and also how to manage your time, because I am a very busy person with lots of extracurriculars and leadership positions, and I think I might have something to say about that, even though I'm kind of bad at managing my time, but it's okay, because I'm telling you what you can learn from my mistakes, so you don't have to make them. It's like taking advice from a piece of trash on how to be beautiful. Oh yeah, thanks for watching this video. I'll see you guys next time. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. I'll see you guys next time.